Okay. One more thing here before we go into overtime. So, I have a theory on something. So I was talking to my counselor about this, how I was perpetually feeling guilty and crappy about the fact that I was failing as a dad and a husband, stuff like that. There was always more things I could do better. My actions show what I believe. So it just shows that like in so many ways, I'm not a good dad yet, this and that. And, I think like I coach a lot of A types as well, like very driven guys, don't want to be weak, want to be the hero, don't want to ask for help. And one of the common things is that they often always feel overwhelmed. So I was feeling overwhelmed with this. But I think when your morals are in the right place, it can seem like a pursuit of righteousness, right? Where you're like, oh, want to be a good dad or whatever, good husband, good Christian, stuff like that. It can seem like you're always pursuing the right thing and that it's about, like that your heart's in the right place. Then I was reading in the Bible last week, this verse that says from Jeremiah 17, 9 and 10, it says, the human heart is the most deceitful of all things and desperately wicked. Who really knows how bad it is? But I, the Lord, search all hearts and examine secret motives. I give all people their due rewards according to what their actions deserve. I was thinking about this. I'm like, if I was a betting man, for me, it's probably not talking to a gambling addict here. No, but if I was a betting man, my issue is probably not that it's like a pursuit of righteousness for me, but it's probably more of a pursuit of wanting to be like God. Like, I don't want to be weak. I want to be strong. I don't want to have any like problems and stuff like that, which is the original sin, which is like why Satan got sent out of heaven as an angel, because he wanted to be like God. He didn't want to be above God. He wanted to be like God. Same with like Eve. She got tempted. She wanted to be like God. And I was like, you know what? I think a lot of this like super drivenness is actually not often because we want to pursue the right thing, but because we want to be like God. And that's kind of realized that this week. I was thinking through it, which was very, it was humbling.
Control. We want to control.
Yeah.
I want to control everything. I don't like to admit that I'm like that, and a lot of people I meet are like that too. Moms, dads, trying to control their kids' behavior, control their financial situation.
What does not control look like though? Because I think, what you focus on grows. If I tell you all the time, don't think about monkeys, don't think about monkeys, you're going to think about monkeys. So we talk often about things we shouldn't be doing, but what does
giving up look
like as a dad?
Giving up to win the war.
I think it's letting go, like having peace in your heart and not like trying to be the boss. Because I think that's partly what my issue was as well. It's just like, hey, I can't be perfect. I have to say, God, I can't. I surrender this to you. Like, I'm going to fail as a dad and in all kinds of other ways. And please help me still be faithful, but not like, I'm not condemned anymore, right? As a Christian, there's no condemnation for those in Christ Jesus. So I don't need to walk around like feeling like you piece of shit and like get your crap together. Like, that doesn't help.
No, that definitely doesn't help. No, I always say you got to give up to win the war, right? And so like, what does that look like? And it just looks like surrendering, right? And even
what is giving
on
up
Saturday night, well, like it's when the roof was leaking out, right? You're at my house, right? And we're having a monsoon rain, and I getting some work done on our house, and there was water pouring through the light in my house, right? Like just because of one spot it was coming in, and I just tucked Noah in. Like an hour later, there I went upstairs and I said, Noah, like just so you know that God's just he's just teaching me. Like he's just teaching me because I'm a perfectionist and I'm psychotic and everything has to be perfect and I get upset when it's not. And God's just saying, no, Gary, like it doesn't matter. Like you can still enjoy people being at your house. You don't need to be stressed out and freaked out. Put the hot and psychotic.
For you guys listening to audio, you have to watch the video version to get this part of it.
Kyle just put a hat on my head that said, I put the hot in psychotic. But I just like every time I hit a hard thing, and this is I've done this ever since I sobered up and I did the steps first time when I went to AA. When there's struggles in my day, and there's often struggles in my day and I'm challenged, I always think, okay, what is God trying? He's always trying to teach me something. I'm always supposed to be learning something. So every time I have a hard time,
you wouldn't say that. Someone would say like, "Oh, you're over spiritualizing it." Like,
no, I'm definitely not. Anyone that knows me knows I don't over spiritualize. It's just a fact. Like, challenges come for a reason, and either I'm putting energy into things I shouldn't be putting energy in, or I'm just not, like you said earlier, not being patient. I'm not realizing that my kids are going to be kids and they're going to scream and fight and yell, and that's just normal for 6 kids, 10 and under. That's what a house is going to look like, and I need to be more patient with the screaming, and or I just need to not be so stressed out about all the deals I'm doing so I can put up with that noise. And no, I think even in financial hard times or whatever, either I haven't worked hard enough, I haven't saved enough, or I haven't made the right decisions, or God's just saying, hey, no, you're going to trust in me, even though those bills are not covered right now, right? And I've had that too, where I was like standing in the mailbox just praying for a check there. Like, so I
literally had that this summer.
You literally, and I've literally had that in my life many times. So I feel like there's always things to be learned, and I think we squander gifts, the suffering, the things that suffering teach, when we are just saying, I just want my life to be comfortable. I don't want to, I don't want, take this pain and suffering away from me, right? And
I think that's the cool thing.
Challenging
when you're actually more and more obedient and do the right thing and accept the challenges, you will have more peace. Like when you try to control yourself, that's when you don't have peace.
Yeah.
When you're trying to just like push, bulldozer.
Yeah. And I do often. I mean, I like, as a general rule, I'm just trying harder, right? And that just doesn't work. Like, and so that's where it was like, it was at the end of auction. How doesn't it work? Because
it does work. It does work in the sense of financial success sometimes, but that
it ultimately brings discontentment and unfulfillment. Like at the end of the auction week, right, where we have a great auction, it was a successful auction. We fed 1,000 people. It was a fun night.
Yeah.
And everybody's pumped, and like the auction was, I mean, as good as an auction.
The line kind of sucked getting the food, but
I thought you said the line kind of sucked. Line.
No, there was no line.
That's too right. Yeah. Yeah. But at the end of the week, it's like, okay, like now I'm going to be disappointed about this. Like, no, God's just saying, no, like just let go. Like,
be thankful.
Yeah. Even the line, like that stresses me out. Well, like who cares? Like it's just out of my control in that moment. And I want to blame, and I have all kinds of excuses, and Heritage Park made us do that. And I want to give them a 1-star review. Maybe we still will.
I was actually staying in line. I was going to text you like, Gary, what is going on? I'm here for free food. I was like, that's actually a loser thing to say. I'm going to ask him, how can I help you?
Yeah. So we improvised a bit, but we get in trouble. But I don't know that at the end, I think it's just like, yeah, what do we learn from suffering, right? There's a lot to be learned in that.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help a lot in creating more content, improving the quality of the content, putting the production value. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show? That would help. If you're interested in doing that, you can create more content, improving the quality of the content, subscribe to the podcast. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that episode and were blessed by it, would you be willing to support the show?